to Olfactofiles. I'm Tara, and today I have a little bit of a different setup here because we're going to do another massive declutter video. Today I think I am parting with, I believe it's 21 fragrances, and some of them I'm sure will surprise you. Some of them surprise me because there are some here that I really do like a lot, but I'll go through my reasons for why I've decided to be a little bit more cutthroat, if you will, or just realistic in terms of what I'm keeping. Now I still have tons of fragrances, so don't get that mixed up, but let's just go ahead and get started here. So first up, I am getting rid of this bottle of Guerlain Samsara. I love this fragrance, but the reason why I'm getting rid of this one is because, let me grab this one over here, I tracked down this version of it. So Samsara was created by Jean-Paul Guerlain, and it's mostly like a sandalwood, ylang-ylang fragrance. I think there's like a bit of perhaps iris in there. There's a touch of vanilla, but it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I really like it. I think if you like sandalwood and ylang-ylang especially, because those are the two most prominent notes I get from this, that you would probably like it. But honestly, if you can find the older formulation that comes in the red bottles, I think you can find even older than this. But if you can at least find one that comes in the red bottles, like what I remember my mom wearing in the 90s, then that one has better projection, and I just prefer it, honestly. This one still smells nice, and it's enough to like remind you of it if that's all you want, is a reminder of what this smelled like. But if you actually want this smell, you need to get the old one. So anyway, that's why I am going to be selling this little 30 ml of Samsara. By the way, I'll be selling these, and some of them might have already sold by the time this video goes up, but I'm selling these on Mercari this time around. I found even though I make a lot less money on there because I have to pay so much in fees, that it's just easier. And with how busy I am right now, I'll take easy. So that's the first one. The second one is kind of a similar story. It is this bottle here of Stella by Stella McCartney. Beautiful rose fragrance. I think there's like a touch of peony in here as well. I think some amber and a little bit of orange. This was created by Jacques Cavalier, I think. But here you can see, although it's smaller, I have another bottle of it, and it's not just smaller. If you'll notice the tops, this one has a silver top, this has a gold. That's because this one is the older formulation, and it came in the old packaging too. It was sealed, which was nice. So anyway, I like them both, and I think they're both really beautiful. And honestly, had I known what this one was going to smell like, I might not have bought it. I do prefer it, but I don't know that I prefer it enough to have purchased this, you know, in addition to this one. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the newer version. Still really nice fragrance. If you like rose fragrances and you haven't smelled this, well, you need to smell it. But I think I can part with it. So that's the newer version of the Stella by Stella McCartney. Next up, we have Light Blue Italian Zest. I really like this flanker. I think it's one of the better flankers of Light Blue, but I think what I'm going to do is actually get the Light Blue Intense just to get it to last longer. This one smells basically like Light Blue with the lemon amped up. You know, it's lemon, green apple, cedar, musk, all the stuff that's normally in there. It's just more lemony. But I also have this one. This is from Atelier Cologne. It's Love Osmanthus. And to me, Love Osmanthus smells pretty similar to Light Blue. Not exactly the same, but it has a lot of similarities. So I feel like I don't necessarily need both. And if I'm going to have a separate Light Blue fragrance, I think I'm just going to go for the Intense at some point. I'm not sure I'm going to buy it anytime soon, but at some point I'll probably get the Intense. So Italian Zest is going. And here's another one that I haven't had too long, but I decided I have other woody iris kind of fragrances that I prefer. This one is Gaillac Mystique. It's from Givenchy, their like high-end line. I don't know what they call it off the top of my head. The bottle's gorgeous, as you can see. This is a woody iris scent. I would say it's mostly the Gaillac wood. There's iris, you can pick it up, but it's not an iris fragrance. It's a Gaillac wood fragrance. I think there's a bit of tonka and incense in here as well. And it's nice. I do like it. It's kind of soft though. And like I said, I just have other iris and, well, predominantly woody, but you know, wood with iris fragrances that I prefer over this one. Okay, next up is this one. This bottle is pretty cool. The label's a little funky, but it came like that. Anyway, this is called Inferno. It's from Acqua di Firenze. I'm not exactly sure how you say the house. But this one is like this sort of spicy, resinous, a little bit leathery, amber kind of fragrance. I think there's a touch of woods in here as well. No idea who the perfumer is for this one, unfortunately. I do like this. I think it's very much unisex. I think a lot of men would enjoy this too. But it's just not a love for me. And so this is sort of a catch and release. I honestly just got this not very long ago at all, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I've worn it once or twice. Actually, I think I only wore it once as a full wearing. And it's just, I don't know. I like it, but like I said, it's not a love and I just don't feel compelled to keep it. So that one is called Inferno. After that, we have this one from Lush. This is Dirty. This is their one that kind of has like this minty herbal feel going on with a bit of a woodsy base as well. I do really like this one. I think it would be nice, especially in the summertime, but I just don't think I would reach for this one over some of my other summer-y kind of fragrances. I also think I might slightly prefer this on a man, and I don't really have a man around that wears fragrances to, give this to, so I'm just going to sell it. I'm also selling Lord of Misrule. I'm sure people are probably like, what? That's like one of the best Lush fragrances. By the way, I don't know why it looks like I punched somebody today. I promise I didn't. What did I do? I have no idea. Anyway, moving on. So Lord of Misrule is kind of one of their most popular fragrances. It's patchouli, vanilla. I think there's a touch of pepper in here as well. I do enjoy this fragrance for a patchouli fragrance. That's the issue though. I'm like sort of trying to force myself to like patchouli. And I have found a few fragrances that I really enjoy patchouli as kind of the main notes that I am wearing frequently, but this is not one of them. And I know lots of people love this and someone would be glad to have it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sell this one. So those are the two from Lush that I'm getting rid of. Here's another one that I haven't had for very long. This is Stronger With You from Emporio Armani. This is a 30 ml. And I actually really like this fragrance. It's another one though I think maybe I would prefer on a man, even though I do think it's quite unisex. This was created by Cecile Matan, I think, or Matin. I don't know how you say her last name. Anyway, it's kind of like this cardamom, vanilla, chestnutty thing going on, which is really nice. Like it sounds right up my alley and I do enjoy it. But I think what I want to do is actually buy the new flanker of this, which is called Stronger With You Absolutely. It's getting really good reviews. I've seen Chris from Fragmental talk about it. I've seen Ash from Gent Sense talk about it. And it sounds like I would prefer that one even more because it's like a boozy version of this. And so I think I would really love that one. So I'm going to sell this one and then I can use the funds that I make from selling this towards the new version. Next, we have one from Zara. This is Vanilla French Elegance. It's discontinued now. It's a really nice, pretty sort of floral vanilla. I think there's a little bit of citrus in the opening. I'm pretty sure I only wore this once. It's just, I don't know. It's just a pretty vanilla, but if you watch my videos, you know I have like a bajillion vanillas. So I don't really need this one, especially not for something that is just kind of okay to me. Like, it's nice, but yeah, it's just not doing it for me, I guess is my point. So I'm going to go ahead and sell vanilla. Here's one. It's in the box, actually. I'll take it out real quick and show you. So this is one that is marketed towards men. It's the Mori for men, essentially. I have the women's version in the Parfum concentration and love that. And I do quite like this one. I actually find this to be incredibly unisex. So if any ladies were like looking at this and thinking that the notes sounded good, I would recommend that you do try it out. It's not very expensive, but it's just, I don't know, it's sort of like this fresh, woody, sort of citrusy kind of thing with a little bit of vanilla and some florals going on. And I do really like it, but I just can't see myself wearing it. I don't really know how else to put it besides that. I think, again, maybe I would slightly prefer this on a man, but it is, like I said, it is very much something that can be worn by women. I find this to be very, very unisex. It's just not one for me. So as simple as that. Oh, this one's going to surprise some people. Here you go. This is one that a lot of people really enjoy, and I like it, but this is Sarah Jessica Parker's Stash. Definitely her most famous fragrance, and the bottle's really pretty. It looks nice on the camera here. Anyway, it is a woody, spicy fragrance. It's got some like resins in it, a little bit of musk. I think definitely some patchouli in here. And I do like this. I actually like it more in the dry down than in the opening, but I just don't reach for it. And the reason why there's so much gone is because I've decanted this for people who wanted to try it. But yeah, I just don't reach for it. It is a nice fragrance. I actually, again, think this is super unisex. So this one might be one that sometimes men might think about and be like, I don't know, maybe it's too much, like, you know, too much of a feminine fragrance. No, this is very unisex as well. Definitely great for anyone. But yeah, I just don't reach for it, and it makes no sense for me to keep it, especially because this is one that a lot of people would like to own. So that is Sarah Jessica Parker's stash. Oh, here's one that won't surprise you if you watched my video recently. So I'm going to sell Love, Don't Be Shy by Kilian. It's a really nice fragrance. It smells like Fruity Pebbles. Simple as that. But the reason why I am selling that one is because I got the new extreme version. Here you go, you can see them. The extreme, like the color of the extreme version is incredibly different. Like this is yellow and this is very dark orange kind of colored. But I prefer slightly the extreme version. Not a lot, but a little bit. And so I'm going to sell this one. It looks like it's maybe 2/3 full, or slightly more than half full at least, it looks like, kind of. Anyway, so I'm gonna sell the Love because I also have a travel spray of Love, so I can still use that if I want the original sometimes. It just doesn't make sense to keep both when they're similar, but I prefer this one slightly, and I have the travel spray, so I'm gonna sell that one. Okay, next up, we have one from Maison Lancome. Again, I'm starting to get to ones that I think might surprise people. This one might not as much. This is Patchouli Aromatique. You can see there the label. It's beautiful. I'm sad that they're getting rid of this style of bottle. It's definitely much prettier than the new bottles they have. But anyway, this is again a patchouli fragrance, right? So it's patchouli, sage, and vetiver. This one was created by Juliette Cara. I don't know how you say her last name, Karagoscu? That is not right. Anyway, it kind of smells like Coromandel from Chanel, if you've ever smelled that one. But it's just that patchouli is not, as a whole, doing it for me. Only very select patchouli fragrances have really been ones that I felt like I can enjoy lately, and so I'm just going to get rid of the ones I'm not enjoying, and this is one of them. So with Lord of Misrule, I'm also going to be selling Patchouli Aromatique. The other Maison Lancome I'm getting rid of is this one, and you might be able to guess by the color of the liquid, which this is. This is Oud Bouquet. Probably the most famous from the collection. Again, a very beautiful, beautiful bottle. Probably this one's about 3/4 full. The other one was mostly full. But anyway, I think the thing is, I'm just very much kind of over most, not all, but most rose oud combos. This one also has praline in it, so it like sweetens it up a bit. But honestly, to me, that actually makes this a little bit too much. Like it's just too overbearing for me. Again, if you watch my videos, you know my tastes are not toward the what quote unquote beast mode style fragrances. I like something more kind of moderate in terms of projection, longevity, power in general. Not always, you know, occasionally I'll go for some stronger stuff, but this is just a bit too much for me. Really nice fragrance. I definitely have worn this several times. I've also decanted it some, but I don't know. It's just not a favorite. So I'm going to pass that on. My current favorite rose oud, I think, is what's it called? Miracle of Rose from the Prada Olfactories collection. Speaking of, here's one from the Prada Olfactories collection that I'm getting rid of. This one is called Dark Light, and it was probably, I'm guessing, created by Daniela Andrier, but I'm not sure on that, but she's their house perfumer. This is an amber fragrance, as you can see from the label here, and amber, much like patchouli, is a note that I struggle with. And sometimes you know, it's like one of those things I like combined with other notes, but when it's the main star, I struggle. This one isn't overbearing or anything. It's not like super over the top amber like how Grand Soir is. Like that's a really powerful amber. This one is a little bit quieter than that. It also has like some myrrh and vanilla. So it's a nice smooth fragrance. It's just that I don't love amber. So anyway, I'm going to get rid of this one, but I do still have 3 others from the Olfactories collection. So those 3 I love, but this one, not a love for me. All right, I think I'm down to about 6, and I think most of these will be pretty shocking for you. The first one up is one that will break the hearts of some of my friends here on YouTube and in Fragcom. It is The Dark Side from Francesca Bianchi. It's not necessarily that they love this one the most, but I have many friends who love Francesca Bianchi as a whole. And I actually do really enjoy Sticky Fingers. I enjoy some other ones too, but my favorite from her whole collection is Sticky Fingers. And this used to be my favorite, but I don't know what changed. I just don't get on with it anymore. Again, it's another amber fragrance, so that's part of it. And it has like some, I think, a touch of iris, some woodiness. I've worn it a couple times. Mostly I just wore my sample, honestly. I think after I bought the bottle, I only wore this one once maybe. The thing is, it pulls kind of musty on me. Like I've noticed that, like, and like I said, it could just be my nose is changing or I don't know what. But when I wear this, it smells kind of musty. Like if you think of a musty smell from like a dank basement or, you know, like an old like closet or something. I don't know how to describe it, but it has that vibe to me. And this is not the only perfume that does that. The Hans Henley Bourbon, I really wanted to love that one, and it does the same thing on my skin. So I just can't take it. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this one. Although I do think this is a lot of people's favorite from the entire like Francesca Bianchi line. So, you know, this is definitely one that I would recommend you to try, but I do think you should try any of her fragrances. You need to try. They're not safe blind buys. But Sticky Fingers, I love. I think it's fantastic. And that's actually a patchouli fragrance, but I do enjoy Sticky Fingers a lot. Another indie perfume that I'm going to sell is this one. And again, might be shocking people because you know I love gourmands. This one is called A Whiff of Waffle Cone. It is from Imaginary Authors, Josh Meyer. He's fantastic, really great guy, and a really skilled perfumer. I have, besides this, I still have at least 3 full-size bottles and 3 or 4, I can't remember exactly how many, 3 or 4 travel sizes as well. I have other fragrances from Imaginary Authors that I really, really love, and I do like this one a lot, but I think it's the waffle part of this because there's also, some of you might be familiar with a fragrance from Kerosene called Unknown Pleasures. That has this sort of stroop waffle smell to it as well, and they're both likes for me, but there's something about that. First of all, I hate stroop waffles. I love real waffles, but I hate stroop waffles. But both of them have that like caramelly, like it says here, caramelly stroop waffle kind of smell to me. And perhaps it is my taste aversion to stroop waffles that is putting me off from these types of fragrances. But I just, like I said, I do like it, but when I wear it, I'm just kind of like, ugh, stroop waffles. I did wear, not all of that. I definitely decanted some of this, but I did wear quite a bit of this too. But I'm just kind of like over the whole stroop waffle smell. So I'm going to pass that one along. Oh, next up, here we go. This is Rouge Smoking from BDK. This has like a little scuff here. But anyway, so Rouge Smoking, I do really like again. So these last ones are ones I do quite enjoy, but there's just something about them that are making me not want to wear them anymore, not really reach for them anymore. In this case, so this one is kind of like a little bit, it has like this little bit of like a cigarette kind of vibe to it to me, which I actually like. That's not the issue. It has like cherry, some vanilla, spice. I don't think this is super cherry-y. Definitely not at the level of like Lost Cherry, for example, but it does have a touch of that in there as well. I do, like I said, I do like this, and I like that sort of cigarette smoky vibe to it, but I'm just kind of tired of it. I think this was created by Amélie Bourgeois or Bourgeois. I don't know how you say her last name, but yeah, I do like it, but I just don't want to wear it anymore. I still have Wood Jasmine from BDK. Love that one. There's some other ones that I enjoy as well, but in general, I don't tend to love the ones that most people love. Like the Gris Charnel is really popular. Passé Soir, I think is how you say it. I like both of those, but not enough to buy them. Anyway, let's move on to this one. I'm sure this will be a shock. So this is a fantastic vanilla fragrance, and you know I love vanilla. This is Eau de Toile. It's from Diptyque, and this is a spicy, resinous, herbal kind of vanilla. It's less spicy than the EDP concentration. That one definitely is spicier to me, but this one still has a bit of spice. This was created by Fabrice Pellegrin, and it's beautiful. It's lovely. I love this fragrance. You can see there's probably about 75% left in here. So I definitely use this quite a bit. I think I might have decanted it once or twice maybe, but I used a lot of this. Here's the thing. I later, after having this for quite some time, I purchased this guy. This is the Architects Club from Artiste, and it smells like Eau de Toile. Not exactly the same. I would say, like, if you took 75% of Eau de Toile plus 25% of Hanae, you would have Architects Club. And Hanae's from Hanae, if you're not familiar with that one. It's like a little bit more of a green vanilla. But honestly, this is kind of like a combination of the two, but much more favoring Eau de Toile than Hanae. And I prefer Eau de Toile to Hanae also, so that's good. However, the thing is, the Architects Club lasts hours longer than Eau de Toile. I don't know exactly how many hours, but I would say it lasts, from what I've noticed, at least 3 hours longer than Eau de Toile. And so is this an EDP? Yeah, so the Architects Club is an EDP and this is an EDT, so that's probably part of it. But anyway, they smell incredibly similar and this one lasts longer, so I'm going to keep this one and get rid of Eau de Toile, even though I love this and I do definitely recommend it. All right, here's one that I just talked about recently, and this is actually the second time I'm decluttering this. This is Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. I purchased this a very long time ago, and I owned it for a little while. Like, I purchased it as soon as it came out in this line, because it used to be in the private collection, and then they brought it out in the, what's this called, like the signature collection? Anyway, as soon as it came out in this style bottle, I purchased it, and I had it for a while, and then I sold it. And then I missed it, and I bought it again not that long ago, maybe, I don't know how many months ago now, but I bought it again. It is a super leathery fragrance. Like, it's just leather for the most part. I think there are some like floral touches, maybe some amber, some other things. I don't know exactly, but it's mostly leather. It is a fantastic leather fragrance, and that's why I purchased it again. But it is so loud. It is, you know, it's strong. And it's wonderful. And I would love to smell this on other people. But every time I choose to wear this, because like I said, I missed it. And sometimes I want to smell it. So I think before I list this one, I might decant myself just a little bit. But the thing is, like, every time I wear it, by about 3 or 4 hours in, I'm kind of like, I wish I wore something else. I'm tired of it now. So it's one of those things I want to smell, but I don't want to smell all day long, and this lasts all day long. So if you want a very good leather fragrance that will last, I think this is a great option. But for me, it just becomes a little bit too much throughout the course of the day. So like I said, I think I might decant a tiny bit for myself before I get rid of it, so that when I do have the hankering for ombre leather, I can smell it. But yeah, I just don't really want to reach for it to wear very often anymore. All right, and last up, this one might be very shocking to you. This is one that was on my wish list for quite some time, and I purchased it, when was it? Was it close to my birthday? Yeah, I think it was close to my birthday in December. And now I'm getting rid of it. This is Neroli Blanc Intense from A Pays de la Fleur d'Oranger. I think that's the full name of the company. It was created by Jean-Claude Gigodeau, and this is kind of like this fruity, vanillic orange blossom fragrance. I think I'm just bored of orange blossom. I don't know. I like this fragrance a lot. I do. I think it's a really beautiful fragrance. But I've noticed that over the last year, I've decluttered almost every prominent orange blossom fragrance that I own. And now this is going to be pretty much the last one. I had, what was it? Safanade from Parfums de Marly. It's like a vanilla with orange blossom. I had Alien Essence Absolue, which is alien with orange blossom a little bit. I had, or at least that's what it smelled like to me. I also had, what was it? trying to think of another one. Oh, the Classique Essence de Parfum, which is an orange blossom. So I don't know. It's just something about orange blossom. It's like I like it, and when I smell it, I'm kind of like, yeah, I want that. I want to wear that, and I want to own that. But then after I wear it once or twice, I'm like, I don't really want to wear this. So I should probably really make myself fully test orange blossom fragrances. But I did test this one. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it anymore. So it is a beautiful fragrance, and I'm sure that someone will be happy to have this, especially because you do have to order this now from overseas, and it costs quite a bit to ship it. So since I already have it here in the States, that will be nicer for somebody to be able to just pick it up. Anyway, that's the last one, number 21. That is Neroli Blanc Intense. Kind of shocked that I am getting rid of it, but I'm getting rid of it. So here's everything that I am decluttering today. I am sure I will have another declutter video for you before too long eventually, because as I get new perfumes in, I tend to go through and, get rid of the ones that I'm not reaching for, that maybe I've fallen out of love with, or, just that aren't a good fit for me. Now, I will say that I actually do enjoy the way all of these smell to some extent. Now, like I said, patchouli and amber and orange blossom maybe are notes that I'm not as in love with at the moment, but I still think that they're good perfumes and I can appreciate them. And I, like them enough to keep them for however long I did keep them. Some of these I've had for a long time. Some of these I've gotten more recently, but none of these were things that I, blind bought and then immediately was like, no, I hate this. Long story short is, I do like these, and I don't think there's anything wrong with any of these fragrances. So, don't be offended if you see some favorites in here, but they're just not for me for one reason or the other. I will link my Mercari down below. Like I said at the beginning, some of these things might be sold already by the time I post this video, but you can definitely check it out if you're interested. I know sometimes people ask me about that. But yeah, so I hope you liked this declutter video and you enjoyed hearing why I'm getting rid of these fragrances. I think that's helpful sometimes. It certainly helps me, not only in terms of like deciding if I'm going to purchase something, but also it helps me when I'm trying to declutter, because I think about the other things that people talk about, like reasons that they let go of something, and that helps me to make better decisions about what I'm keeping and what I am selling. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up before you go, and click the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate that. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.